Today is the big day, folks. Today is the day that Pam Bondi promised us on live television. She promised that today the Epstein files would be released. And look, folks, I swear to you all, I do not want to be a negative Nancy. I woke up this morning with a positive attitude. I woke up this morning hoping that these files would be released, and I said to myself first thing this morning, you know what? I don't care if they delete my YouTube channel for this. I just want to go over these files with my subscribers, because a lot of us, we've been looking into this situation for years. We know all about these crazy little conspiracies that have been going on. And I mean, it just seems like it would be like a huge victory to finally go over this information. And it would be something that we could show others, like, look, we were right all along. We were trying to tell you for years about this and about that. So I was just hoping that that would be what I would be doing today. I was hoping that I would be wrong about everything I said in those two videos that I put out a couple of days ago about this topic. I was hoping I would be wrong. But spoiler alert, I was not wrong. I woke up this morning and there were no Epstein files, and I was patient. I realized that, hey, by the time you're watching this video, maybe they'll release something. But what happened this morning is I woke up, no files, but all of these right-wing influencers, they're all doing these photo shoots with these cute little binders, these Epstein file binders. And I saw that. And immediately, literally, not even a figure of speech, I got a sour feeling in my stomach. Because, folks, some of you might not know me, but for those of you all who do, you know that I am far from a pearl clutcher. But when I saw those photos, it just made me feel foul. And I'm not one who's too sensitive about how things are handled and stuff. But the Epstein situation and the victims, and it's some really serious stuff, some really heinous stuff, right? That has been done. So it's kind of awkward to fake release the files with a photo shoot of like right-wing influencers just all smiling, taking selfies with the documents that they have yet to release to the public, at least at the time of this recording. So I looked at that and was like, yeah, this is a huge fumble. At the very least, this is a huge fumble. This does not look good. This does not look right. It reeks of political theater. And it's like, I don't know if they don't have any self-awareness or if they just don't get it. But when you look at the Epstein situation, okay, a huge aspect of it was of course, there's all the creepy, crazy, nasty stuff, right? But also another aspect of that situation is it kind of exposes and shows that there's a big club, right? And you're not in it. We've heard comedians say that before. I believe it was George Carlin. You know, there's a big club and you're not in it. Now, obviously, we don't want to be in this club, right? So don't get me wrong there. We don't want to be in that club. But what this means is, oh, there's a big club and you're not in it. What it means is, hey, these politicians that you think hate each other on both sides of the aisle, world leaders, powerful people, billionaires, millionaires, politicians, famous actors, you name it, from all around the world. Every country you could think of, there's a big club. And they're all in it together. Now, on the outside, they sell you the appearance that they're against each other. But that's really to pit you against your neighbors. Because at the end of the day, they're in this big club. They yell at each other on TV and then they go have dinner afterwards. And in this big club, we know what they like to do, okay? They have a thing for young people. They have a thing for a lot of downright just evil stuff. And I think that's what the Epstein situation showed us. There's always been talks of it, right? There's always been talks of these clubs behind the scene, right? But it put it on full display, yeah. Hey, the prince or the king or this guy and that president and this actor, yeah, they're all in it together. They're all partaking in some weird stuff. So I guess these influencers and whoever conducted this photo shoot, they kind of didn't get the memo. Because what this reeks of, what this photo shoot reeks of, is, oh, there's a club and you're not in it. Just like with the Epstein, they had a club that you weren't in, and we know how they got down, and now look. You don't get to see the Epstein files. We're not going to just all release it right here this morning on the internet. No, your favorite right-wing influencers, this little club, right? They all get access to it first. They all get these cute little binders, and they pose for photos outside of the White House. It's a huge club. And you're not in it, folks. I'm not in it either. None of us are in it. And it's not that we want to be in it. But I'm just saying that's the optics here. That's the message that is being sent out to a lot of people. But yeah, I'm just looking at how this is being handled. And it's just, I don't know. I don't want to be that person, but it's like kind of distasteful. I don't even know the right word to describe it, but this is something very serious, something that should be handled seriously, and I feel like this just cheapens things up a bit. The way they've gone about this, it cheapens things up a bit. And them not just going ahead and releasing all of the information right away online for everyone to read. So what, do people have to wait for these right-wing influencers to pick out certain things in their binder that they want to talk about? Like, it's really weird, and it just gives political theater. It's pure political theater. It's so obvious, right? And look, folks, if you don't know by now, I'm going to call stuff out the way I see it on both sides of the aisle. I don't care if it's Democrats or if it's Republicans. I would not be a fair, honest person if I criticized the Biden administration in the way that I did, and then I ignore stuff like what we're seeing today. I am a fair and honest person. I have my own beliefs, maybe my own leanings, but I'm going to call it how I see it 100% of the time. And the way I see it, this is not being handled well at all. So all of these influencers, they're posting these little photos all morning with their little binders. But none of them are releasing any information. None of them are releasing any names. Look, folks, if I got this binder, and within the binder it had all the names and all the horrible things these famous, rich, powerful people and politicians did, the first thing I would do, I would open that binder, I would see some names, boop, I'm about to start talking about this on X, on Twitter. By the way, go follow me over there if you haven't already. Boop, I'm about to start making videos. All of these influencers supposedly have this information, but they haven't released anything. So who are they protecting? Who are they protecting? Now, naturally, a lot of people online did not take well to this. I'm not the only one voicing my frustrations. It looks like online, the way they've handled this is not very popular. A lot of people are calling it out. A lot of people are calling out these right-wing influencers. They're getting a lot of pushback and a lot of hate for this right now. So some of them have come out and they've acknowledged, or they've kind of exposed the truth. And guess what the truth is? That these little Epstein file binders, it was all a prop. It was all a prop. Literally propaganda, folks. The little binders they're all taking photos with, like, yeah, we got the Epstein files. Turns out they don't. Turns out that the files that are in those binders are just a bunch of old information that's already available online and has been available for years, folks. So the influencers came out with their little binders, right? Because the general public, we were demanding, hey, you told us day one, you're going to release these files, release the files. And they kept saying, oh, well, we're going to release them soon, or we're going to do this. Then they told us Thursday. And instead of releasing the files this morning, they released a photo shoot of right-wing influencers with little binders that are supposedly the files, right? But it turns out that the files within those binders mainly is a bunch of already known information. So we got totally duped. Well, I didn't get duped. I called this stuff out like literally days ago. I knew where this was going. It was obvious. But it's... Oh my God. I honestly cannot believe how quickly things happen. It's like they come out with this photo shoot, right? People call them out, and within 45 minutes, some of them start cracking and acknowledging, hey, yeah, I'm sorry I took a photo with the binder, but it's not really any information in there. I swear I'm not hiding anything, guys. So, nothing is in these binders, folks. Nothing that we don't already know. So, these right-wing influencers were paid to basically come to the White House and do these photo shoots to appease small-minded people who think this is a big deal. Oh, look, that my favorite influencer on X. They got the files. Do you got the files? Have you seen them? No. So now, I'm sorry, I'm so frustrated by this, but now, Pam Bondi has waited until today, right? Pam Bondi has said this entire time, I got the Epstein files on my desk. I got them right here on my desk, right? So then she promised that she's going to release them today. But now we're only getting phase 1 of the Epstein files today. It's just phase 1, guys. They're going to release these things in phases, they say. Basically so they can control the information, make sure nothing slips out there that they don't want out there. So now Pam Bondi is claiming that the FBI is withholding documents. She just realized it today, folks. The day that she promised to release the files, just this morning, she's like, wait, sorry, I don't have the files, actually. I thought I did, but it wasn't all the files. The FBI is withholding them. But here's the problem. We're no longer under the Joe Biden administration. Yes, I understand there's corruption. Yes, I understand things are complicated. But Kash Patel is in charge of the FBI. Right? When you're in power, you can't use the excuse of, oh, the government is hiding this. You are the government. The FBI is withholding this. You are the FBI. Call up Kash Patel and say, hey, well, why are you withholding these documents? But that's not happening. Because this is all political theater. This is all to drag things out, and now the excuse is, oh, the FBI, they're not releasing this stuff. Lady, Pam, you just told us that the files were on your desk. You told us that over a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Now you don't got the files? It turns out the files that were on your desk was just a bunch of old information, and you hyped people up and you didn't realize yourself that it was just a bunch of old information? Because one of two things happened here. Either the files that were on her desk were just old information that was already online and she wasn't smart enough to realize that, or they're just crafting a fake little story to string people along because they don't plan on releasing this information for real. Because why do you wait until this morning, the day that you're supposed to release these files, to all of a sudden come to the conclusion that, wait, I don't have all the files after all. And it's the FBI's fault. They're withholding them. But Kash Patel runs the FBI. So, I mean, you're all working together. You're all part of the same administration here. So what in the hell is really going on? So, sorry if I sounded like a negative Nancy throughout this video. Because that's not what I wanted. I wanted to sit down today and expose some names and go over some stuff, go over some information, regardless of what effect it may have on my channel. But instead, we're here having this discussion while looking at these right-wing influencers all take selfies with their little fake binders. For now, though, you let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.